Item 731. Herbicide treatment. 1. Description. Apply herbicide to control undesirable vegetation within the highway right-of-way. 2. Materials. Furnish herbicide materials in accordance with Chapter 3, Section 15 of the Department's Roadside Vegetation Management Manual, as shown on the plans or as approved. Furnish surfactant and blue dye made for herbicide as approved. Materials furnished by the department will be shown on the plans. 3. License requirements. Possess either a commercial pesticide applicator license from the Texas Department of Agriculture in the right-of-way, number 5, category, or a Texas Structural Pest Control Service license in the weed category. Provide the department with documentation of license before beginning work. Conduct on-site supervision of all mixing, transporting, handling, spraying, and disposal of materials with licensed personnel. 4. Records. Document work in accordance with all federal, state, and local regulations. Submit a copy of the herbicide records on the next business day following the application. Submit a final copy of all the herbicide application records upon completion of the contract. 5. Season. Spray herbicide during active growing periods unless otherwise approved. 6. Equipment. Furnish all equipment. 6.1 Broadcast application. Furnish self-propelled equipment, tractor-mounted or pulled spray rigs with a low center of gravity that allows a safe traverse on a maximum 3:1 slope. Provide equipment capable of making uniform broadcast applications calibrated at a rate between 20 and 40 gallons per acre, GPA. 6.2 Pavement edges and structures. Provide spray equipment capable of spraying a pattern that will cover cracks and expansion joints in the entire pavement shoulder and a continuous band along the pavement's edge. Provide additional booms or nozzles capable of spraying under guardrails and around signposts, luminaire poles, or other structures within 10 feet of the pavement edge. Provide equipment capable of making uniform broadcast applications calibrated at a rate between 20 and 40 GPA. 6.3 Handgun applications. Provide equipment with a handgun and enough hose to reach all fixtures on the right-of-way and capable of making applicable applications. 6.4 Basil bark and cut tree applications. Furnish sprayers with low-volume spray tips, spray systems 5500 adjustable spray tip X1 or X2, or approved equivalent. 6.5 Wick applications. Furnish equipment capable of performing a uniform herbicide application while safely traversing a 3:1 slope and performing applications in variable heights ranging from 12 to 30 inches. Use double coverage rope wicks capable of applying up to 5 GPA. Outfit equipment with components necessary to provide an adjustable, consistent flow of herbicide, but prevent undesired leakage of materials while transporting, storing, or making applications. 6.6 Storage and nurse tanks. Outfit equipment with components necessary to prevent undesired leakage of materials while transporting, storing, or making applications. 6.7 All-terrain vehicles, ATVs, or four-wheel utility vehicles, FWUVs. Use ATVs and FWUVs to expedite the work as approved. Operate ATVs and FWUVs on the right-of-way roadside complying with all state laws and regulations. 6.8 Personal protection equipment. Follow the manufacturer's label requirements for personal protection of employees. 7 Work methods. Apply approved herbicide in accordance with the manufacturer's label recommendations, as shown on the plans or as approved. Add surfactant and blue dye marker at the manufacturer's recommended rate unless otherwise approved. Prepare herbicide solution to the rates shown on the plans using procedures on the herbicide container label. Mix herbicide solution under the direct supervision of department personnel. Return any unused, department-furnished herbicide to the department. Dispose of empty containers and unused chemical mixtures in accordance with label directions and local, state, and federal regulations. Cease spraying operations immediately when wind or other environmental conditions cause off-target spray drift, leaves are wet, or rainfall is imminent. An inspection of the treated areas will be made not less than 14 days and no later than 30 days after the application. Retreat areas in which the undesirable vegetation has not been controlled for no additional compensation. All applications made after October 1st will be inspected in May of the following year to determine if any retreatment is required. Repair and replace any damaged desirable vegetation or erosion as a result of negligent applications. 7.1 Broadcast application. Spray undesirable vegetation by broadcasting with spray nozzles at the desired rate. Spray from the pavement or roadside to reach the vegetation being controlled as approved. Ensure nozzles spray consistent across the area being covered. 7.2 Pavement edges, structures, and fixtures. Apply herbicide to eliminate all grass and weeds encroaching into or on pavement main lane, shoulder edges, riprap, and structures including retaining walls, sidewalks, islands, traffic barriers, raised medians, curbs, mow strips, and any other concrete or asphalt structure as shown on the plans, or as directed. 7.2.1 Pavement. Spray a band of herbicide on and along the outside edge of pavement surfaces and curbs wide enough to spray vegetation growing in the pavement or curbs and approximately 6 inches of vegetation off the pavement edge or behind the curb. Do not treat roadways adjacent to highly maintained or manicured landscapes, such as residential yards or parks, with herbicides. 7.2.2 Guardrails and cable barriers. Spray a band of herbicide approximately 18 inches wide under guardrails and cable barriers. 7.2.3 Appurtenances, retaining walls, sidewalks, islands, traffic barriers, mow strips, attenuators, etc. Spray a band of herbicide on and along the outside edge of appurtenances and approximately 6 inches of vegetation along or around the fixture. 7.2.4 Supports, sign supports, luminaire poles, mailbox supports, etc. Spray a 12 inches wide band around and on all sides of the base of signposts, luminaire poles, mailbox supports, or other roadside hardware within 10 feet of the pavement edge. 7.2.5 Handgun applications. Use a handgun to spray structures inaccessible to spray with boom mechanized spray equipment. 7.3 Basal bark treatment. Apply herbicide solution with a low volume, low pressure sprayer which thoroughly wets the lower 12 to 15 inches of stems on all sides, including the root collar area, but not to the point of runoff. Perform applications at any time throughout the year, except when the stems and/or stumps are wet from rainfall or dew or snow prevents spraying to the base of the plant. 7.4 Cut stump treatment. Cut plants parallel to the ground, not to exceed 2 inches above the ground line. Apply the herbicide solution with a low volume, low pressure sprayer which thoroughly wets the area adjacent to the cambium and bark around the entire circumference of the stump. Thoroughly wet the sides of the stump, but not to the point of runoff. Make the herbicide application within 1 hour from the time each plant is cut. Dispose of removed materials and debris at locations off the right-of-way in accordance with local, state, and federal requirements. 7.5 Wick application. Apply herbicide to targeted vegetation within the full width of right-of-way, excluding areas as shown on the plans, by wiping the rope wick applicator across the vegetation at a constant rate in a smooth manner. Adjust wick height to achieve the control of only the targeted weeds. Apply herbicide only to target weed species as shown on the plans, or as directed. Replace any desirable trees, shrubs, wildflowers, or grasses damaged by negligent applications. Retreat all target weeds not controlled after 15 days until weeds are controlled. Pressure wash all herbicide application equipment before beginning work and again before leaving the job site to remove any weed seed on equipment. Notify inspector before washing the equipment and wash equipment in an approved area. 8 Measurement. This item will be measured by the lump sum, center line mile, or acre. 9 Payment. The work performed and materials furnished in accordance with this item and measured as provided under measurement will be paid for at the unit price bid for broadcast application, pavement edges, structures, and fixtures, Basal bark herbicide treatment, basal bark herbicide treatment, cut stump, or wick application of herbicide. A partial payment of 50% of the unit price bid will be paid after the initial application is performed. The final 50% of the unit price bid will be paid after the inspection and required retreatments have been completed and accepted. This price is full compensation for herbicide application and furnishing equipment, materials, labor, tools, retreatment, and incidentals.